What is up, everyone? I'm Scratch. Welcome to the channel and welcome to another King Arthur Legends Rise video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I just want to start by giving a massive shout out to Nat Marble for sponsoring today's video. If you guys have been living under a rock and you haven't tried King Arthur Legends Rise just yet, you are missing out. I'm actually covering the game on my other YouTube channel, so if you want to keep up to date with daily guides, news, tips and tricks, and everything else related to King Arthur Legends Rise, make sure you guys subscribe to that channel. And if you guys want to help and support the channel, if you want to try out King Arthur Legends Rise, you can download the game by clicking the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. This is a cross-platform game, available on mobile, available on PC. They have their own client. You can download it directly from Steam as well. And you can actually start having some fun. The game features Arthurian quests, Arthurian heroes. You have a very immersive storyline, tons of things happening in the game, guys. In today's video, I actually want to do a guide on the new dungeon that got released in the latest update. It's actually a pretty tough dungeon, I gotta say it. Even me, with a pretty stacked account, I struggled a little bit to reach the highest stage on the dungeon. This dungeon, Podarge Sanctuary, actually introduced 3 new gear sets. You have the Prevention, you have the Safeguard, and the Ascension set. A couple of them are pretty damn OP. So, the boss is pretty interesting. It does feature some pretty awesome mechanics, familiar to some of you guys. So, let me just quickly walk you through it. Basically, you will require some of the following heroes in here. You want to have a good AoE damage dealer or a single target that can spread some damage to other targets as well, because you will have to kill the adds. So the boss will basically have 4 minions that will constantly respawn. Every time you damage a minion, you will damage the boss as well. Or rather said, every time you kill a minion. Bringing dot damage can be helpful because you will be able to actually deal more damage. Now, I found it pretty hard to fit in a dot damage, at least in my team. So, I might not necessarily recommend you a dot damage. You can check the leaderboards right here to see who is absolutely demolishing the boss. Some of them are using just a 4-man team. And they do get the boss down pretty quick. Now, if we are talking about skills and everything else that you should know, basically the boss will put dot damage on you. It will put shock. They will crowd control you. So you don't necessarily need a hero that will deal with that, to be honest. These are the Harpies, aka the minions. And you have the boss right here, Podarge, which will basically do a lot of AoE attacks. And at some point, it will basically supercharge into a skill that will have the potential to one-shot either your entire team or one-shot a hero. When that happens, basically, you're gonna have to kill as many minions as possible to reduce the damage. That's pretty much it in terms of mechanics. The boss lands a lot of debuffs on you as well. You don't necessarily need to worry about it too much, to be honest, because I'm not worrying about it too much. The boss does self-buff quite a bit, and as you guys can probably notice, my best time is not even looking that great. Either way, this is the team that I'm running. I'm quickly going to walk you through the strategy. I have Nika as the support hero in here. I'm using her lead aura, which will give me some extra HP. And of course, it will give me Pierce, it will buff the team, it will heal the team. My main damage dealer in here is actually Claricin. She does have a decent-ish AoE attack, and it has a good single target hit attack. The main reason why I'm running Claricin over Bediver, for example, is because of the elemental affinity. So the boss will be the storm elemental affinity, so I'm going to bring in fire. I don't want to bring in frost because they will get absolutely demolished. I don't have Ivarat, unfortunately. She is very, very powerful versus this boss. That will definitely speed up my run. Then we are going to use Sergius right here. You can get him for free by playing Arena, and you can purchase him from the Arena shop for free. And you can get a Fire Relic from the Clan shop. He will constantly increase the attack gauge on my team, enabling me to overlap the boss over and over and over again. Then we're going to use Morgan, which is another free hero. Everybody will get her on the very first stamp pool. But I'm going to use the Storm Relic to apply defense down. And at the same time, I will control the attack gauge on the enemy a little bit. I will share the builds with you in just a second. Now, in terms of presets, basically, you want to prioritize them in the following way. On Claricin, I'm going to let her do basically whatever skill she has available. Sergius will prioritize the A3 to basically increase the attack gauge on my team by 60%. Morgan will prioritize the A2, so we can actually land the defense down, and with the passive, we are going to decrease the attack gauge. And Nika will prioritize the A3, so we're getting a massive heal. And of course, we are going to gain some buffs as well, like attack increase, attack speed increase, hit accuracy increase. All of this will be really, really helpful. The good thing about this dungeon is that we don't have to prioritize attacking bosses, guys. The mechanic is actually spot on, and we gotta kill the minions rather than the boss. So we're gonna have, of course, Nika providing us with buffs, with healing. She will do a little bit of damage. Morgan will apply that defense down to ensure that Claricin will be able to do enough damage and kill the Harpies. Now, this is just the first wave. It will get tougher on the second one because, as I mentioned, the boss will buff a lot, will debuff us a lot. We're going to get crowd control. We're not going to be able to use our active skills. It will have sheer damage, which means that when that buff is on the Harpies, they will take less damage. It will have the big skill. If we're not killing the Harpies fast enough, the boss can one-shot us. There are a lot of things happening in this dungeon, and was actually a really nice surprise to see that it's way more challenging than the other dungeons, because it actually required us to use our brains and use some different teams, different strats that we are using in the other dungeons, you know. So having a challenge is always good. But as I mentioned, we are not prioritizing the boss here. We gotta kill those Harpies. So we have 4 Harpies that will constantly respawn. That's why we need to have a good AoE damage dealer, a good single target damage dealer that can spread some of the damage to some of the other targets. So defense down is really, really important. You can try with Morgan and Flame Relic. And like that, you're going to control the Harpies more. They're not really going to take as many turns, which can be good as well. You can definitely make that work. But I definitely prefer this over it because I have better control basically on killing the Harpies, you know. Sergius giving me that attack gauge to enable me to overlap the enemies, getting those Harpies low. And you see, every time we kill a Harpy, bang, we drop a good chunk of the HP on the boss. Just dealing raw damage versus this boss is not going to be really effective whatsoever because that's not how the dungeon is intended to be played. Now, if I would bring in dot damage, bleed, burn, anything like that, I would be dealing more damage to the enemies. The only problem is that I've tried fitting in Lancelot, for example, instead of Sergius, and I have a almost fully maxed Lancelot, and I'm not able to get it done like that, unfortunately. But like this, it seems to work nice and slow. And even if the team will fail or anything like that, guys, the good thing in King Arthur Legends Rise is that when you lose a fight, you're not actually consuming stamina. You have unlimited, infinite multi-battles every single day. So you can basically slide to maximum even if you're not loaded with stamina. And if you fail, the game will constantly retry till you're going to use all of your stamina. So it works just fine. This is the skill on the boss where if we're not killing the Harpies, the boss will deal so much damage that it can one-shot either our entire team, either one hero, depending if he's going to use a single or an AoE. I feel like after it drops under 50% HP, it changes to single target rather than AoE. That's why Sergius is so good in here, because it enables us to constantly overlap the boss. You see, we're taking another turn before the boss gets to move, and like this, we might just have a chance to kill more Harpies. We have quite a few of them that are pretty low right now, which means that we're gonna slowly melt the boss. Morgan can deal a bit of damage as well, so if you have a decent build on her that can put in some damage as well, is actually going to be really helpful, because sometimes it will help you with the AoE to kill some of the harpies. Strife sets really important, especially on Claricin, of course. If you can put one on Morgan as well, it would be amazing. Because if she kills somebody, bang, she gains an extra turn, she gains some increased stats, some drain in case if she's low on the HP or anything like that. And bang, we killed another harpy, we dropped another chunk of the HP on the boss. Actually, pretty interesting mechanic, but I'm sure the majority of you guys are familiar with the mechanic of killing adds in order to damage the boss, right? So we got another one down. Ooh, this almost ended the boss. You see, we've dealt raw damage to the boss and was almost nothing. We barely scratched the boss. And this should get the job done. I was gonna say maybe we have an AoE coming in from Claricin. That would be perfect, but that did not happen. Okay. Nika and Claricin should absolutely wipe somebody now with the AoE attack. Beautiful. The boss is down. And we do actually have an event going on at the moment. We got some gear right here, some materials for the forge. And you can check right here, Claricin dealt most of the damage. Nika dealt pretty good damage as well, because her 8-3 can deal AoE enemy max HP damage. And we have Morgan, which dealt a pretty good chunk, but Nika dealt more damage than Morgan, funny enough. So let me just quickly walk you through the builds, guys, to show you what I have equipped on them. So I'm actually going to go like this because it's easier. So that is my Nika. In terms of chivalry, she's chivalry 9, almost maxed. That does help quite a lot. The relic is maxed. The passive skills are almost maxed. I still have a couple of levels on her. Equipment, we have the following right here. A vigor and a health set. These are her total stats, as you guys may notice on the screen. Basically, you want to have high HP, good speed, and good recovery to make sure you are healing the team. I have a HP necklace, HP earrings, attack speed ring, recovery belt, recovery magic orb, and I have an immortal set on her as well. And this one is a defense. I would prefer an HP one, to be honest. Something that gives me high recovery and attack speed. Then we have Claricin, attack, crit rate, and strife. In terms of chivalry, she's only chivalry 4. And the passives are almost maxed. The relic is maxed. Equipment and stats. 4.1k attack. Definitely not high at all, guys. Okay. 23k HP, 179 attack speed, 64 crit rate. You don't need more than 60% because she self-buffs with crit rate. 74 crit damage, and I have a bit of effect accuracy and 26 hit accuracy. I have attack on the necklace. We have a crit damage on the earrings, attack speed on the ring, defense on the strife belt. Funny enough, I thought that I had attack. Seems like I've changed it and I forgot to replace it. But you kind of want to have the attack. It's definitely going to be better. She will deal more damage. Or the defense will help her survive. Hit accuracy on the magic orb. And of course, pierce on the banner. Then we have Sergius. He is built with a vigor and an accuracy set. No chivalry on him. And yes, the relic is max. The passive, not just yet. Total stats, the following. 208 attack speed, decent survivability, and the rest doesn't really matter as much, to be honest with you guys. He's not even 6-star awakened. Morgan, she has a speed set and a mixture of the bottom pieces, unfortunately, because that's what gives me the highest speed. She is maxed chivalry, max passive, max relic. So fully maxed Morgan. And these are the total stats on her. She is pretty fast, 344 speed, decent HP. We have 63% effect accuracy. I would definitely prefer to have somewhere close to 100. Effect accuracy on the necklace. We have HP on the earrings because I have a double roll on the attack speed. We have attack speed on the ring, effect accuracy on the belt, attack speed on the magic orb, and this is just something random that gives me attack speed. Okay, 4 attack speed. But that is pretty much everything for this video, guys. Hopefully you found the guide helpful. As I mentioned, this is much tougher than the other dungeons, so hopefully in the future I will be able to do a guide on a more budgetish friendly theme. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How are you enjoying the new dungeon? What do you think about the new gear sets? Big shout out to Ned Marbles for sponsoring today's video. And don't forget, if you want to try King Arthur Legends Rise, you can download it by using the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. As usual, much love, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.